Welcome to Polygon's Overview series. I'm Charlie Hall, and I'm joined today in person by Danielle Riendeau.
Yes. Hi, Charlie. I'm excited to be here.
You're telling me because it's E3 time.
Yeah.
I don't know. You were traveling most of yesterday, so you
Yes.
probably didn't get to see the Bethesda press conference, but they told us all of the things. And one of the things they
Excellent.
told us about was this Pip-Boy pack-in. You're going to actually be able to wear a real-life Pip-Boy
Wearable
on your
Pip-Boy.
wrist.
Awesome.
With your iPhone inside of it. And there's going to be a second screen app to play with while you're playing Fallout 4 on your device of
Nice.
choice. And then all Apple-like, they said, but wait, we have something
There's
that we're going to
more.
release right now, and it's available for you to download in the App Store immediately, and that's called Fallout Shelter. And it's a
Awesome.
free-to-play online, free-to-play worker placement game for iOS and eventually for Android as well.
That's really cool. So I'm looking at this here, and it looks really cute. It has that sort of style, that 50s style for the Pip-Boys, which everybody loves, of course. And it just looks kind of cute and colorful. Now, this is sort of like a management sim or a strategy game, something like that.
Yeah, it's like your own little ant farm
Oh, cool.
filled with vault dwellers. You are the overseer, the eponymous overseer, where you are in charge of the entire vault. So you tell your workers what to do, when to do it, or whether or not to rush their projects at various risks to them and to the rest of the vault. But then you also get to build the vault itself. So you're
Awesome.
taking out parts of the mountain that your vault is buried under. You're building places for people to eat, radio stations, power generators, armories, all kinds of...
Everything a vault needs, a growing vault needs.
Yeah, and then your resource, of course, is bottle caps. But as your vault increases in capacity, people just show up. They're just knocking on your door, and you kind of get to choose whether or not to bring them into the vault.
Oh, interesting. So do you have to make some moral choices like, oh, these people have kids or something, but they have skills, that sort of thing is built into the gameplay?
Well, we'll get to the part about kids in a little bit.
Okay.
But
Sure.
mostly it's just, come one, come all. I don't know that you can really turn anyone away. They just kind of hang out outside until you're
okay.
ready for them.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of room outside the vault door, but you need to have enough living quarters, and you'll quickly go through power, you'll go through water, and you'll go through food, and you've got to place all of your workers to generate those resources as you go. But then your workers level up. So
Excellent.
level 2, level 3, they get better depending on what skills they're using within the vault.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So what we're looking at right now here, this is actually how you're going to be managing the individual structures within the vault. There's also, as with most free-to-play games, you're going to be buying, if you'd like, or earning some of these Vault Tech lunchboxes, and then inside you've got cards. I think they guarantee like one rare card per lunchbox, but you're also going to get resources like water and food, but then items as well, like this assault rifle.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and then you can arm your various vault dwellers. You can clothe them and armor them so that when something goes horribly wrong, they'll be able to kind of defend themselves within the vault. Yeah.
Perfect. Now, do things go horribly wrong often? I mean, this is Fallout, so I'm assuming they do.
They do. You are punished for trying to accelerate development of the things that you need. So if you want to go in there and you want to get more food or water and you want to accelerate development of that, then there's a risk that you could cause something bad to happen. I think that
Power failure or a flood or
a fire
something
breaks
horrible.
out or a rad scorpion breaks into your vault, so on and so forth. But you were asking about young vault dweller kids
Yes.
earlier, and apparently if you put a lady vault dweller and a man vault dweller together in the living quarters area, they tend to take an affinity toward one another.
I see.
Joy is created in the back area
Oh,
here,
yes,
as you can
I
see.
see the whoopee/joy
Yes.
is happening. Excellent.
And then several turns later, actually, the lady friend comes out and is with child.
Oh,
and
I
we'll have
see.
little baby vault dwellers running around, which is kind of cool.
Excellent. Now, do they grow up into workers as well and all that good stuff?
Yes, they do.
Excellent. Well, the circle of life is complete, it seems.
So you can expand your vault from within and from without. So the really cool thing about it is, honestly, this is not a really deep game, from what I can tell. There's a lot
That's okay.
to do.
Sure.
But I don't think it's terribly challenging. But honestly, it's just you get to kind of live with these little people of yours that each have a name, and they're just resident on your phone. And you get to enjoy this wonderful art style and this wonderful world that Fallout has developed. But you also get to go on adventures.
Oh, adventures. I like those.
All right.
Yeah.
So when you're done building things and when you're done generating resources, you can arm your little vault dwellers and give them their armor and their weapons and send them out into the wasteland to go and find other resources to bring back.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But they tell you about their little adventure in these little dialogue boxes.
Oh, that's great.
So you'll click on your list of people that are out in the world, and some of them will be having coffee, some of them will be generating resources for you, or just hanging out cleaning stuff, and then you'll have one of them that's out exploring.
Okay.
And you click on the one that's exploring, and it gives you this little box that says, "Oh, I found this survivor out in the wasteland, and I helped patch up his wound, and then I fought off some rad scorpions, and I earned all of this experience, and then I'm coming back." So there's this sense of risk, all these relationships that you've got with these people in the vault. You're sending them out into the wild to be at risk.
See what they can see,
Yeah, have little adventures on their own.
That's really cool. That sounds like it's probably one of the most rewarding elements of this. Or obviously it seems like you kind of know what you're getting in terms of risk versus reward with, sending them to clean or sending them to, learn a skill, that sort of thing. But if you're sending them out into the world, that feels like, oh, who knows what's going to happen. Oh no, the water treatment station, something's going on.
Yeah, this was one of the processes that I chose to try and rush, and they did not succeed. They failed, and a little baddie popped right out of the floor, so they've got to fight him off.
She's just kicking it?
Oh yeah, so
I love it.
no
I love
weapons
the
right now.
animation, and that is really, really kind of cute.
And it's really solidly animated. You've got the little parallax. Actually, as you move your iPad left and right,
Oh, that's awesome.
the parallax deepens. You can kind of look into different corners of the room depending on how you move your iPad. But then this animation where you're actually pulling and moving workers through the space is really fun. You just kind of lift up their little green silhouette and fling it wherever you need it to go.
Nice. So I'm assuming then it works nicely with the touch interface. Like it looks to me like it was designed with that absolutely in mind, and like, yes, we want this to feel good as well as look good. And everything like that.
Oh yeah. It did tend to bog down a little bit.
Okay.
I'm running on the very latest iPad. I got a 64 gigabyte iPad Air 2, I believe. And it did kind of chug a little bit.
Okay.
When we had 2 or 3 or 4 survivors that were doing things inside the vault. But, I think that's to be expected for something with this many moving pieces on a tablet.
Sure, absolutely. And it is free, which is
Well,
nice.
right.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
But I'm sure you could spend plenty of money on this game.
Sure.
I think there's a $10 or $20 option to buy more lunch boxes and get more cards. But
Sure.
it also seems like you're perfectly able to play at your own pace and unlock all of the things that you want to unlock as you go. So I don't know.
That sounds good.
I think this is going to be on my phone for a little while.
That sounds great. And steep away from those fires.